Hello, this is my book haul for the first half of August. And in this period, we've had our fourth heat wave of the year. Last year, I only think we had one for the whole summer. This year, we've had four, and it's just the middle of August when I'm recording this. I'm going to start by showing you the books that I got from charity shops. I did also order some books from Canada, and that is in a separate video which will have already gone live when this one goes live. So I'm going to start with the first book I bought. It's an author I know nothing about, but it looked interesting. It's virtually as new. It's this one, Mordew by Alex Phoebe. It's a bit of a doorstop with, pages don't seem, well, certainly over 600 pages. I don't know the author. I believe there is a second book in the series, but I know nothing about this. So if anyone knows anything about it and wants to recommend it or otherwise, please leave a comment. So that was the first book that I got. Next I went to another charity shop. I had a walk with my wife along the River Thames and went to Weybridge, where I occasionally buy things. And I bought 4 books. The first one, sorry, I've still got a price label inside, is The Odysseus Solution by Michael Banks and Dean R. Lambie, or Lamb. I know nothing about the authors, nothing about this book. It was in nice condition and I thought I would buy. Next, I bought Star Probe by Joseph Green. I think I have 1 or 2 other books by Joseph Green. Again, I bought because in nice condition, so I was quite pleased to get that. Third book, this is all from one shop, is this, the British Library book, The Darkest of Nights by Charles Eric Main. And with this I made a mistake. I knew I bought one by this author in this series in the last year, and I hadn't updated my list, which I carry around with me. When I got back, I discovered I already had this book. I haven't yet been able to compare with my other copy, but anyway, I either have a spare reading copy or perhaps something to dispose of. And the final book I bought from this shop, I only bought because it was on sale, so they'd obviously failed to sell it. And it was this one, The Proud Robot by Henry Kuttner. Now, this used to be a very difficult book to find 20 years ago. I remember hunting round for it, and I remember hunting round for a copy for a friend, and it was difficult to find. And to emphasise that, what I don't know whether you can see, up there is writing from the Fantasy Centre. And that writing shows that it was catalogue 6 of 2004, and they were listing it for £20. Nowadays you can pick up a copy for perhaps £7 or £8 on eBay. So it shows some books do go down, but I was never quite certain why this was really sought after. I must admit I haven't read it, and maybe I will actually read it this time. And again, I haven't had a chance to compare with my copy, but I think this is probably slightly worse. I assume it was slightly better when it was sold by the Fantasy Centre. But as the shop had reduced this to 50p, I couldn't resist. There's a little bit of creasing up the top here, but not too bad. Don't know that I can show you that. Maybe the glare will show. So that was my trip, a day out having a walk along the Thames. I'm now going to carry on with some more finds that I found in an Oxfam on another day. The first one is this, Tales from the Folly by Ben Aronovich. It's a collection of Rivers of London short stories. These were published in the Waterstones editions, or the Waterstones hardbacks of the Rivers of London books. So I think this is a collection of all the additional stories that were published in some of the hardcover editions. So I was pleased to get that. And obviously at some point I'm going to have to try and get that signed by Ben. This, I think, was produced in America. I'm going to check. Well, I don't know, maybe not. The Jabberwocky Literary Agency printed it. And looking at it, I can't see where it was produced. But I was pleased to get that. I've been looking for that for a while. And it was only £1.99, so I thought that was quite reasonable. Another one I got from the same Oxfam was this. For once I chatted to the staff and they brought out some books from the back room, and I got this one, Mining the Ort by Frederick Pohl. Now I did have it in paperback, but as they've been kind enough to bring out sort of a box full of books for me to have a look at, I thought I should buy one. It's in lovely condition. It's not rare. It cost me £2, and probably that's the sort of value it merits. But nevertheless, quite a nice buy. And the final one I bought from that Oxfam was this, The Merchant's War by Charles Stross. Again, very nice condition. There's a label there I haven't tried to remove yet. I was a little bit reluctant to get this because I don't know how many books there are in the Merchant Princes series. I know there are at least 6, and I had 5 of them in paperback. And this was the one I was missing. And I thought, should I get it? Will I ever find the paperback? So I decided to get this. And so this one was slightly dearer, £3. So again, I was quite pleased with that. And coming on to the last 2 books that I got from charity shops is this one, which is a proof copy of More Perfect by Temi O. It's her second book. It is a proof. 1 or 2 minor signs of wear, but overall very nice. This was £2. So I thought that was worth getting. And the other one I got was this, a book I've never seen before. It's a Simon Hawke, and I have quite a lot of Simon Hawke books, though none in hardback, they're all in paperback. And this is called A Mystery of Errors, and it's the first book in a Shakespeare and Smythe mystery. Lovely condition. It was produced in 2000. And it was in the reduced section in the charity shop, so it cost me £1. So I didn't think I could go wrong with that. And that was it for my charity shop purchases. Now, during the summer break at university, my son was down staying with us, and it's years since I've taken him, but he did ask if I'd take him to a car boot. Now, I've pretty much given up doing car boots, but I'm going to show you the books I found at car boots, and I'm just wondering whether I should change my mind. I took my son to two, and at the first one I found two books. They were 20p each, so I didn't feel I could go wrong. And the first one is this, a reader's companion to a civil campaign, which is one of my favourite Vorkosigan books by Lois McMaster Bujold. It's produced or printed by the Dendarii Free Mercenary Press. So is this a sort of self-published book? Was it actually produced by a group of people or a company? Is it a print on demand? I don't really know. It's an uncommon book, and for 20p, it's a bit of an oddity, a bit of a rarity, and I'm pleased to get it. So that was the first at 20p. The other one is a book in a series I know very little about, and it's John Crowley, Love and Sleep. Now, it's a Bantam trade paperback, so the size I hate, but for 20p I couldn't complain. Now, this is part of a series of 4 books, I believe. I think it's known as the Egypt series, and one of the VGSF books that I showed you in my video about VGSF was the Egypt edition. Now, apparently that book included the first book in the series as it was originally published, plus some extra material. This is book 2. I have book 3, and there is a 4th one which I've never ever seen. So I thought I probably ought to buy this. I know nothing about the series. I don't know anyone who's ever read it. I don't know anyone who's got a full set of it. So again, if you know anything about it and want to comment, feel free to leave a comment. Next, I took him to a second car boot on the same morning, and I picked up 3 books from one stall, and they were all 50p. So I thought they were reasonable buys. The first one is The Dinostar Menace by Kit Pedler and Jerry Davis. Very nice condition. I didn't have it. I say very nice. It's got a little bit of wear at the top of the spine, so not perfect. But for 50p, you can't really go wrong. So I was pleased to get that. Another hardback I got, which is probably in better condition, slightly better condition, is Starbridge by Jack Williamson and James Gunn. So Sidgwick and Jackson, first printing, and lovely condition. You can see nice white pages. So those 2 came from one stall, and then I carried on looking at another stall. I spotted this, and I had a look. Decided I ought to get it. It's a book I didn't actually have, so I was pleased in that respect. Slightly, sadly, it's a second printing, but signed by Gentry Lee. I think, well, this is the first book by Gentry Lee that is signed in my collection, so I was pleased to get that. So that's what I found taking my son out round to Two Car Boots. And having done that, the following week I decided I'd go back, see if I could find any more. I only did the one car boot this time. I mean, it's a bit of a chore. It's a car boot that I found the nice stuff at was about 11 miles, and most of the way it's 20-mile-an-hour speed limits, so it takes a while to get there and drive back. But I went back there the following week, and while I saw lots of stuff, it was stuff that I don't really like. There was Marvel stuff, there was manga, and other things that I'm sure had value, but weren't really of interest to me for my collection. And going round, just towards the end, one seller had a small tray of random books, and I spotted one book that looked interesting. I knew nothing about it, don't remember ever seeing it before, and it was this one, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. Generally in very nice condition. So I must admit I didn't even notice that someone had put 1 and 6 on the front cover in black felt tip. I mean, the book was originally sold for 2 shillings and 6pence. Having looked online, a book in this sort of condition is probably worth, at least if you believe the online prices, £50 or maybe more. So although I only found the one book on this second trip to a car boot, this made the trip worthwhile by the look of it. And that is my book haul for the first half of August. Hope you enjoyed. That's me signing off.